Edward sat quietly in the living room, trying to remain calm as the evening sunlight streamed through the windows. Across from him sat Marissa and her mother, who had invited him over for what seemed like a simple family conversation. However, Edward could sense that this meeting carried a deeper purpose. Marissa's mother cared greatly about her daughter. She had watched Marissa grow from a curious child into a confident young woman, and she wanted to make sure that anyone entering her daughter's life had good intentions. Edward understood that completely. He respected her concern and knew he would need to answer her questions honestly. After everyone settled into their seats, Marissa's mother offered tea and a warm smile. The atmosphere was friendly, but Edward could tell she was carefully observing him. "So, Edward," she began gently, "tell me what you admire most about Marissa." Edward smiled immediately. "There are many things," he replied. "She's thoughtful, hardworking, and always encourages people around her. Whenever someone needs help, she's there. I admire her kindness." Marissa looked down shyly, clearly touched by his words. Her mother nodded. "That's nice to hear, but admiration and feelings are different things. How do you truly feel about her?" Edward paused for a moment, choosing his words carefully. "I care about her deeply," he said. "Being with her makes me want to become a better person. She inspires me to work harder and think more positively about the future." The answer seemed sincere, but Marissa's mother continued. "A relationship isn't always easy. What happens when there are disagreements?" Edward thought back to moments when he and Marissa had different opinions. Like every couple, they had faced challenges, but they always tried to communicate respectfully. "I think disagreements are normal," he answered. "What's important is listening. I don't believe every problem needs a winner and a loser. Sometimes both people need to understand each other." Marissa's mother smiled slightly. "That's a mature answer." The conversation continued for nearly an hour. Questions about family values, future goals, and personal responsibilities filled the evening. Edward answered each one carefully. At one point, Marissa's mother leaned forward. "What are your plans for the future?" Edward took a deep breath. "I want stability," he said. "I want a life where both of us can pursue our dreams while supporting each other. Success isn't just about money. It's also about trust, respect, and building something meaningful together." The room grew quiet. Marissa could see that her mother was paying close attention to every word. Then came the question Edward had been expecting all evening. "Edward," Marissa's mother said softly, "are your feelings strong enough to handle the responsibilities that come with a serious relationship?" For a moment, nobody spoke. Edward knew this wasn't a question that could be answered quickly. He looked toward Marissa before responding. "I believe feelings are important, but commitment matters too. Anyone can say nice things when everything is easy. Real feelings show through actions, patience, and consistency. I want my actions to prove how much I care." Marissa's mother studied him carefully. The answer seemed to impress her. As the evening continued, the tension slowly faded. Stories were shared. Laughter filled the room. The serious discussion gradually transformed into a warm family gathering. Edward began to feel more comfortable. Later, while helping clear the table, Marissa quietly approached him. "You handled that really well," she whispered. Edward laughed. "I was nervous. It didn't look like it." "Trust me," he said. "I was." Meanwhile, Marissa's mother watched from across the room. She could see the respect and understanding between them. While she still had concerns, she also recognized the sincerity in Edward's words. As the night came to an end, everyone gathered near the front door. Before Edward left, Marissa's mother spoke once more. "Thank you for answering my questions honestly." Edward nodded respectfully. "Thank you for giving me the opportunity." She smiled. "Remember, trust is built over time." "I understand," Edward replied. As Edward stepped outside, the cool evening air greeted him. He felt relieved, but also thoughtful. The conversation had reminded him that relationships weren't only about feelings. They were about responsibility, trust, and earning the confidence of the people who cared most. Inside the house, Marissa stood beside her mother. "What do you think?" she asked. Her mother looked toward the door where Edward had just left. After a long pause, she answered, "I think there's still more for me to learn about him." Marissa waited for the rest. "But," her mother continued with a small smile, "tonight was a good start. It feels good to do something that brings people together," she said while preparing breakfast. Sumit smiled. "I think today will be memorable." After arriving at the venue, they were greeted by organizers who thanked them for coming. One of the coordinators explained the schedule. There will be cultural performances, community activities, and a discussion about positive relationships and personal growth. Jenny and Sumit were happy to participate. As guests continued arriving, the venue quickly filled with energy and excitement. Children laughed while playing games, families explored activity booths, and local musicians performed traditional songs. The atmosphere felt welcoming and joyful. Jenny spent time talking with several families who wanted to share their experiences. One woman explained how important communication had become in her household. "We started spending more time talking together," she said. "It changed everything." Jenny listened carefully and smiled. "That's wonderful to hear." Nearby, Sumit joined a discussion with several young adults who asked questions about handling challenges and staying motivated. "Life is always changing," Sumit said. "The key is learning from every experience instead of allowing difficulties to stop you." The group appreciated his advice. Later in the afternoon, Jenny and Sumit were invited onto the main stage. The audience applauded as they walked forward. The event host welcomed them warmly. "Today we want